Hey guys, welcome back to another track breakdown. Today I'm going to be breaking down my track Inside Out. If you haven't already heard it, it's out now. It's trending on SoundCloud. It's doing pretty well on streaming platforms. You guys seem to like it, so why not show you how I made it? If you haven't heard it already, here's a little playthrough.
Turn me inside out. Get me all up in your mouth, girl. Make the music fucking loud. I'll give you everything you want, girl. Turn me inside out. Get me all up in your mouth, girl. Make the music fucking loud. I'll give you everything you want, girl.
So yeah, that's a little preview of how it sounds, and let's get right into it. First off, I want to mention this track seems a little busy here. It's not too organized, but I promise you it's super simple. It's probably the most simple track I've written to date. It's just a matter of keeping things clean, keeping things tight, and it seems to be doing well. So right off the bat, we have kick, clap, hi-hat, and that's pretty much it through the whole song. There are no percussion loops, there are no rides, there's maybe an open hat here and there, but it's just got this popular hi-hat pattern that's going right now, which is just every 16th note, and the first one is a little quieter than the second. Next we have the snare, and then the other layer. And then, yeah, no clap on that, just straight snare. And together with the hats, it's going to sound like that. And that's pretty much the groove throughout the whole track. The kick is just a thumpy, punchy, deep kick. And then in the intro, I EQ'd it out. And then we also started off with the bass line. Bassline's pretty, it's groovy, but it's simple. It's pretty much playing F the whole time. And then I EQ out the sub bass there. So yeah, right off the bat, intro, drum and bass, getting straight into the groove. Then we have some little effects here. A bit of atmosphere. And that's about it. But the main thing that we're getting into is the vocal, which is the main catch of the song, which sounds like this.
Turn me inside out. Get me all up in your mouth, girl. Make the music fucking loud. I'll give you everything you want, girl.
So this vocal is a vocal that I recorded on a complete different track probably a year or 2 years ago. I recorded it on my old computer. It's I don't know, it's just been sitting there, so I was like, why not use it? And it worked. So here's how it sounds dry, because I know you guys probably all want to hear that. Unfortunately, I don't have the original dry take, because I have the exported take with, I think, auto-tune on it, so that's how it sounds.
Turn me inside out. Get me all up in your mouth, girl.
So yeah, just auto-tune and compression, I think, is all that's on there. And then I threw some chorus, like a slapback reverb, sidechain, and delay. Pretty simple. But then I got these reverb swells in there, which is, filling up that empty space there. So the intro all together sounds like this.
Turn me inside out. Get me all up in your mouth, girl.
All right. And then when we're moving into the build section, I'm just actually stripping out more of the song rather than adding more elements in. So I take out the kick, and then I just add some minor effects here. Really, the build-up isn't that much of a build-up. It's just kind of preparing for the drop. And then I actually have an endless smile on the master that's going to open everything up, which I tend not to do, but I did it for this song, so it worked.
Turn me inside out. I'll give you everything you want, girl.
And then I pretty much cut it to silence, and then this DJ scratch thing fills in the space right before the drop, and then it goes straight into the drop. So the drop, we're going to bring in the full kick and bass, and sub, I guess I should say. And then that's going to be the main driver of the drop. But what I added to spice it up are these effects here. And they're all just sprinkled in, but it's kind of like creating a melody there. So the effects on their own sound like this. So I carefully placed all those in like a spot to kind of feel like something is changing every couple bars, and the drop isn't getting boring. I also have this ad lib that I forgot to show. So that's kind of creating some variation in the drop, rather than just keeping it drums and bass. And then I play that through, and then right at the last part of the A section of the drop, I filter in the bass line, so I open it up. So that just kind of transitions it into the next section. So quickly, the first part of the drop sounds like this. And then the second part of the drop, I'm just pretty much taking this effects melody and adding some variation. I added a couple other things like this. So like some laser thing there. And I strategically placed all these effects to make it kind of sound like it's progressing like into a melody. So that's about it. Again, the drums are staying the same, pretty stagnant throughout the whole track. And I didn't add any rides, and just adding some variation in the effects in the second part of the drop. So once we get through the second part of the drop, I'm opening it back up into this breakdown section. In this breakdown section, I have these ad libs. And that's just gonna repeat over and over throughout pretty much the whole thing. And then I have these effects here, which are gonna keep it moving a little bit. The breakdown sounds like this. And then now that we're leaving the breakdown, we're pretty much going to go back into the main verse. Again, it's like pretty much the same thing as the intro, just a couple extra effects there, and we're going back into the main vocal hook. So I won't go too deep into that because we already know what's going on there. But now we're preparing for the second build. So for the second build, I take out all the drums, and I'm trying to create some energy here. So the first thing I added, which is this long riser. Right? I start looping the vocal. Where's that at? Right here.
One girl, one girl, one girl, one girl.
And then I add that little radio effect on there. How to do that little radio effect, let me show you guys, is right here. Basically, you cut out the highs, cut out the lows on the EQ. Gives that like radio effect. Next thing I do is I'm bringing in this lead melody. So that's going to be like the main part of the second drop. So I'm just like not bringing it in all of a sudden. I'm like slowly bringing it in. And I'm doing that with some EQ filtering and some reverb. And that's pretty much it for the second build. Again, I'm trying to bring in some more energy here. I'm trying to intensify it. So I'm using that vocal loop and that riser as effective as I can here. Another main thing is I'm EQing, or I'm opening up the filter for the bass line for like 16 bars here. So it's kind of giving a lot of anticipation for the second drop. You know, it's like constantly getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then, yeah, we're going to drop it into the second drop here.
Everything you want, girl.
So yeah, that lead is just ripping right through, and we simplify the drums even more. It's just kick and snare. The lead is pretty much playing, you know, with no filters or anything, just ripping right through. And then that pretty much plays for the whole A section. The effects kind of stay the same. The ad-libs stay the same. And then for the B section is kind of like the main big drop, right? It's like got everything in it. It's got the vocal, it's got the lead, it's got the bass line, the drums, the effects. This is like the big drop. So that sounds like this.
Turn me inside out. Get me all up in your mouth, girl. The music fucking loud. I'll give you everything you want, girl.
And then, yeah, it pretty much goes into that breakdown again of the ad-libs. And then the track ends with just kick and bass line. So yeah, as you can see, pretty simple elements, but strategically placing good sounding sounds in the right spots. So the key takeaway with this track is I started the first drop pretty bare bones. I wanted it to sound like just kick and bass. I often want my songs to end up being more minimal, but I always end up, you know, spicing it up too much and adding too much stuff in there. So I really try to focus myself to keep the first drop minimal and clean, and then just build from there. I hope you guys learned something in this video. If you guys got any questions, just leave them in the comments. Happy to help out with any production questions you guys may have. But yeah, that's pretty much the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.